Professor Alec Klein of the Medill Justice Project is denying allegations of sexual misconduct and harassment after 10 former students and employees of Medill signed a letter accusing the notable journalism professor of predatory and sexist behavior. The letter was published in the Chicago Reader on Wednesday. The allegations include giving unwanted massages to a female employee, making crude jokes and comments to students, and giving preferential treatment to male students. We spoke with some of the accusers this week on why they chose to speak out now. News trucks were stationed outside Fisk Hall after 10 former students and employees released a letter last Wednesday accusing Medill professor and Medill Justice Project director Alec Klein of sexual harassment and misconduct. Allison Flowers, one of the 10 women to sign the letter, took Klein's class as a graduate student in 2009 and returned to work for him as a research associate 2 years later.
Working for Alec was one of the most painful experiences of my life. It was very difficult to go to work every day and be torn apart.
The letter detailed specific incidents of Klein allegedly engaging in bullying and sexual misconduct, like attempting to kiss a prospective employee and making sexually graphic remarks at work. Lorraine Ma, a 2013 Medill grad who participated in the Medill Justice Project and signed the letter, says she also experienced, quote, emotionally abusive behavior under Klein.
He would call students into his room individually and sort of give them an emotional strip down.
Ma says that some days Klein lavished compliments on her, but other days, after she would suggest alternative methods to pursue an investigation, he lashed out.
I do remember how he would personally attack me, question my integrity, question my intelligence, and I remember feeling really ashamed and crying in his office, and also confused about what I had done wrong or if I had done anything wrong.
On several occasions, Ma and her classmates say they brought their complaints to the attention of Northwestern administrators. After initial allegations a few years ago, the university opened an investigation, but university spokesman Al Cubbage said the complaint was not substantiated. No action against the Klein was taken.
It felt like nobody really believed us. I think the process of trying to get our voices heard by the administration at the time was also very emotionally draining. And at some point, all of us were just like, okay, we just have to let go.
Junior Haley Miller, a student in Klein's class last quarter, says she was not surprised when learning about the allegations.
And I think anytime you hear something like this, your heart just breaks a little bit for the victims and the people who are coming forward.
Miller says she hopes that Northwestern will take appropriate actions against Professor Klein.
I think that the Medill Justice Project itself prides itself on trying to find justice and get to the truth, as most journalists do. And so I really just hope that Northwestern takes that same approach and they seek to find the truth and report it, just like we as journalists do.
Cubbage confirmed the existence of these new allegations last Thursday, and in a statement said, Northwestern University today received a message from former students and 2 former employees containing allegations of inappropriate conduct by Alec Klein, a professor in the Medill School of Journalism, Media, Integrated Marketing, Communications. The university takes seriously all complaints that are brought to its attention. Many of the allegations were contained in a complaint brought several years ago by a former employee. At that time, the university conducted a thorough investigation and the complaint was not substantiated. Northwestern will now review the allegations received today. We encourage anyone who has been the victim of alleged harassment or misconduct at the university to contact the Office of Equity. That office, rather than any of the individual schools, handles all complaints regarding alleged sexual misconduct at Northwestern. Complaints are not investigated by individual schools. The dean's office in Medill also issued a statement and said, Medill takes seriously all complaints of sexual harassment and sexual misconduct, and we place a high priority on creating a safe environment for our students, faculty, staff, alumni, and visitors. Northwestern University is a direct report university, which means all issues are sent or directed promptly to the university's Title IX office. Individual schools do not handle investigations or sanctions. This university process is intended to protect the privacy of complainants and ensure that a trained professional staff handles investigations and assigns any sanctions. Investigative journalists have been at the forefront of the conversation around allegations of sexual misconduct. As journalists and educators, we are especially sensitive to these types of complaints. Despite all of this, Flowers and the other accusers are now speaking up.
I'm not going to be silenced. I'm going to continue to speak out and tell the truth.
And now, some faculty at Medill are listening. Multiple faculty members sent a letter to the accuser saying, "We hear you, we are listening, and we're committed to doing our part as teachers in a sustained effort to make changes that will ensure no student or employee experiences abusive treatment, sexual misconduct, or discriminatory behavior."
Two accusers have already received cease and desist letters from Klein's legal team. Klein's attorney says he plans to pursue further legal action. He is currently on a leave of absence. The investigative journalism class is continuing under the advisorship of Professors Patty Wolter and Peter Slevin.